Hi friends, welcome to Azure Data Factory video series. This is part 3. In this video, we are going to discuss about create your first Azure Data Factory. This is going to be a very quick start video. We are not going to be in depth of the concepts. On a high level. We'll take a simple requirement and we'll create a data factory and we'll run it and we'll see. Okay. So the agenda is what are the prerequisites and the demo. Okay. So the prerequisites is actually you need to have Azure subscription. I have created a video in Azure Basics Play series, which I will provide a link in below description. So inside that video series, in part 6, I have discussed how to create free trial Azure subscription. So please watch that. And another prerequisite is for this video, you need to have Azure storage account. Don't worry, I am going to create a new storage account now in front of you. So you can follow the same steps. So let's quickly go to video browser. So once you open your Azure portal, so let me create a storage account first. So my requirement is using Data Factory. I want to copy one one blob file, text file from one folder to another folder within the same storage account. So I want to perform a copy activity. So so let's create a storage account first. So come. So let me go back on home screen. Click create a resource. Search for storage account. So select this option. So click on create. So select your resource group. So I have already a resource group created text environment. Again, in Azure Basics Play series, I have shown a video how to create a resource group. You can see that video, or you can click create new here itself on fly. You can create a resource group. Okay. So let me give a storage account name. This is, let's say, storage demo Mahir. Okay. So this is my storage account name. So rest other things leave as it is. Click on review plus create. It will perform a validation on a high level whether all the details entered correctly or not. My validation paused. Click on create. So you can see here my deployment is started. It will take 1 to 2 minutes to complete the deployment. Okay. So you have to wait for that. Okay, great. Our deployment is completed. You can click this go to resource directly, which will actually directly take you to the storage account which you created. Okay. So now in the storage account, let's create a container. Let's give the container name as ADF demo. Okay. So this is my container name. Click on OK. So this will create a container for you. Successfully created container. So let's go inside a container. So now what I want to do is I want to have a input folder here. So inside that input folder, I want to place a file, this file. Okay, let me show you that. For example, this data.txt. I want to place this file inside that. You can see the data inside the file Mahir, Asmin, Wafa. Okay. So let's go to our portal. Click on upload. Select file from here. Click on this browse button. Okay. So go to documents. Okay. Inside documents, there is something called data.txt. Select that. Click OK. So I selected the file. Click on this advanced tab. I want to create a folder first. Inside the folder, I want to place this file, right? So upload to folder option, type the folder name. I am giving a input as a folder name. Click on upload. So it will start uploading. It will create a folder and it will create a file also inside that particular folder. So you can see here the upload was successful. Close this. Go to input folder. So you can see data.txt, right? So you can very well click this view or edit to view the data, whether our data got came properly or not. You can see the data is also there. So we are good. Okay. So let's go to home. So now we have an input folder inside this storage account and that folder has a file data.txt. So now let's create a data factory now. Click on create a resource. Search for data factory. Click on create. So data factory name. Okay, I am going to give ADF demo Mahir. Okay, this is my data factory name, version 2, resource group. So let's select text environment as a resource group for that. So this is If you want to enable a Git repository configuration for your data factory, right now I don't want that. This is a quick start video, so disable that, uncheck that, click on create. So it is initializing the deployment. It will take again 1 or 2 minutes to complete this deployment. Great, our deployment was went successful. Okay, so click this go to resource, which will actually directly take you to your data factory. Okay, so once you open your data factory, click on author and monitor tile, which will open a new window with data factory as a edit mode. Okay, so as I said, our aim is, let's go to our storage account once again. Inside this storage account, inside containers, we have a ADF demo container. Inside this container, we have a input folder. So, and there is a file called data.txt. So what we want to achieve is, we want to achieve that data.txt from this input folder. We want to paste it into another folder called output. Okay, so right now we don't have a folder created there, output. So no worries, when you try to do that from ADF, right, from data factory, so what will happen is, if the folder is not there, it will create a folder for you automatically. If folder is there, then it is going to use it. We are going to see that in practical now. So go to your data factory, it will open here like this. Go to edit mode, this is the author mode. Okay, you need to click this pencil icon. So from the requirement, it is clear that we need to, my data factory has to interact with this storage account, right, storage demo mahir. So from my previous videos, you know about the concepts of what pipeline is, what data set is, and what linked services. So linked services are the one which hold the connection string for other resources. If your data factory wants to interact with other resources, then for that particular resource you should have a linked service created. So in my requirement, my data factory has to interact with this resource, storage demo mahir. So I have to have a linked service for that one. Let's create that one. So new, select, this is blob storage, continue. Okay, so give a name, this is like linked service for storage demo mahir, right? So I'm going to give the same name for my better understanding. So scroll down, from which service, this is from my free tile service. And what is the storage account name? Storage demo mahir, this is the account name, right? Then click on create. So that's it. So what it will do, it will create a connection string automatically, and that connection string going to be stored inside this linked service. So we have to use this linked service whenever we want to interact with that storage account. So now we have a linked service. Okay, so now, so our ultimate game in ADF is always to create a pipeline with sequence of the actions to one which you want to perform, and so that you can schedule that pipeline to run every day or whatever may be the requirement. So you can do that. So I created a linked service so that I can interact with my storage account. So the next thing is, as I said in last video, there is something called data set inside the ADF. So data set is actually the storage of the pointers or reference points to the locations or the structure of the data. So in my case, I want to copy data from my input folder, that is data.txt, that is the exact data, and I want to paste the data into output folder, so that is another destination data. So you should have a data set created for input folder data.txt file, and also you should have a data set created for output folder. And if, for example, in the output folder also you want to keep the file name same like data.txt, then you should have a data set for output folder data.txt also. Okay, so you should create the data sets for them, so that it's like reference points. So let's create a data set. If this is not clear now at this moment, you will get a clear idea when I actually create a copy action. So don't worry. So let's create a data set. New data set, blob storage type, click on continue. So my data is going to be binary type, the text file, right? So click on continue. So this is input, for input folder na. So for input folder data set. So the linked service, in, so this linked service holds the connection string for my storage account. So select that, this is I created just now. So now click on browse here directly to select the containers and folders. So this is the container, this is the folder, and this is the file. Click OK. So that means this particular dataset is going to point data.txt file inside the input folder, which is in ADF demo container. Okay. So I created a pointer for this input folder data.txt file now. Okay. So now similarly, you should create one more reference point, one more dataset for your destination also. So as per my requirement, my destination is same blob storage, same binary data. So let's give a name, output data set. Okay. So linked service, the same linked service, because the same storage. Now click on browse. I am going to use the same container, right? Select OK. So directory output. So since there is no directory available, so I can't browse that. So I can, but I can type it. So when you actually run this ADF pipeline, then it will create the file folder if it is not there. Then the file name. I want the copy data activity to copy that particular data from input folder to copy into the same folder, same file name. Okay. Click on OK. So I am ready with my output dataset also. Let's go to pipelines. So so far we created one connection string which is linked service for our storage account, and two datasets. One dataset points to our source where we have the data. Another dataset points to our destination where we are going to paste the data. So let's go to pipeline, create new pipeline. Okay. So here under move and transform, there is something called copy data. Drag and drop this wizard. So what this action will do is, this activity help you to copy data from one source to another destination. Okay. So let's name is copy data one, let it be. So the main thing is source. So what is the source? So under source, you have to select the data set which actually points to source data. So that is the reason I created the data set here. For example, if you forget to create it or if you don't know to create it, then no worries. You can click this plus sign here and you can create data set on fly also. Okay. So since I already created a data set which points to my source location, so I am going to select that. Then go to sync. So again, sync is nothing but the destination. So for the destination also, I have already created a data set here. So I am going to select that. If you have not created it, click this plus sign and you can create on there also. Okay. So I will select this output. Okay. So I have selected the source, I have selected the sync also. Okay. So now I think I am good with my activity. So now when I run this activity or when I run this pipeline, so what will happen? It will copy the data from input folder data.txt to output folder data.txt. Okay. So before running it, you need to click this validate button. So once you click validate, what it will do, if you miss any configuration, it will show you that. So right now there are no errors found. That means I filled all the validation, all the configurations. So now the thing is you need to publish it. Once you publish, what will happen, all the connections to the linked service and the data sets and the pipeline, everything will be published to in your data factory, and then you can run from there. But for an example, if you don't want to publish at this moment, I just want to perform a debug run. I just really want to perform a debug run to see whether data is actually getting copied or not. So in that case, don't publish. Try this debug run option and see if actually data is moving. If it is moving, if you feel okay, then publish. So let's do that debug. So you can see here now the deploying pipeline to the debug environment and my pipeline is running. So you can see here the copy data activity is starting because I have only one activity, that is the one, and you can see the status as queued. It will take few seconds to complete this activity. Okay, once it completes, it will become the status as success. Great. Our pipeline ran successful and you can see the status also here, right? So now, sorry, let me quickly go to my storage account. So go to containers, open demo container. You can see the output folder got created because the folder was not there. So it created the folder also. So you can see the data.txt file also it created. Let's quickly see whether the data also copied or not. Open view or edit. Great. See, it copied data also. Mahir, Asmin, Wafa. So hope you got an idea, right? So it is copying the data also, right? So that is what I am trying to explain. So the ADF will do the data movement activities and data transformation activities and n number of things actually. This is a simple quick start video. Okay, let me do one thing. So you might be wondering, it might be copied the data.txt file from input to output. If you think that, then that is the wrong. Actually what it would have done is, it opened the data.txt file from the input folder, and it taken the data from that folder, from that input.txt file, and it created a output folder for you, and it created a data.txt file for you, and it copied that, but and it pasted the content to that new data.txt file inside the output folder. If you are not getting it, let's do one thing. For this particular dataset, output datasets, go to connections. Let's give name as abcd.txt. Okay, so that means now my output data set is pointing to output folder and abcd.txt. Okay, so now go to my pipeline. Okay, now perform the rerun once again by clicking this debug button. So once my pipeline run, what it will get succeed, what will happen is, inside my output folder, go to output folder, it will create a abcd.txt file, and it will paste the content, same Mahir, Asmin and Asmin Wafa. Okay, so let's quick see. It file got created. I think our pipeline ran successful. See, pipeline ran successful. Open this file by clicking here. Go to view or edit. See, the same content copied. So actually content is getting copied from input to output, not file. Okay, you have to remember this. So file is something which you defined inside your data set only, what the file name should be. Okay, so let me quickly publish it. Once I publish it, what will happen is, if I visit my data factory in future, maybe today evening or next day morning, all the data sets, connections, pipelines, everything will be available there for me. Okay, if you don't publish, then all your changes will go. So you need to from the scratch develop once again everything. Okay, so hope you got an idea. So how to create the data factory and how data factory work on a high level, everything. Okay, let's go to presentation. Okay, thank you friends. Please subscribe to my channel and press bell icon to get notifications whenever I add videos. Thank you.